Uh, sort of like when you sit on my lap and we talk about what pops up.
All right, what's up, folks? Welcome to Foreign and Domestic. It is good to be here. Good to see everyone out there already, rocking and rolling. Jamie, would you get us started off right, sir?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. Alan, what's going on?
Oh man, been a hard work week for me, and so I'm thankful that I have at least a couple hours of the weekend to not be doing that. Um, we've got we've got a bunch of people jumping in the side chat. Abigail out there, Edward Petty, G23, Kingpin himself, Michael Dunn, reloading from the hot pot, the one, the only, Rich White, Tactical Flood, Thorzax. Good to see everybody jumping in out there.
Absolutely. Jamie, you hit over the 1,000 mark. Congratulations, brother. Awesome.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Couldn't have done it without all your guys' help. That's for sure.
So what's been happening with you?
Casted yesterday. We own a mold together, and got some bullets cast up out of that. We'll get a break here in a few minutes. I might go in there and get those bullets and show them off a little bit. It was temperamental. It was brand new. You get a brand new mold. Yeah, I think I went through half a pipe before that thing finally started to go right. And then I took it outside and gave it a bath with brake clean, which I should have done before. Brought it in, put it back in the oven, and then about 3 throws later, it was throwing beautiful bullets. So there's that. So I got powder coating to do. I got a ton of videos to do, and got to get busy.
So you don't just like get it hot, put a bunch of olive oil and salt in there, rub it around, and no, that apparently you don't season it like a cast iron skillet then.
No, kind of the opposite. But I tell you what, man, when you get a new mold and you season it like that, and you get it real hot and you cast with it, and then you put 2-cycle motor oil on there on the outside of it, and the bluing that's created by that process is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, some of the most pretty blue in the world is on a well cared for bullet mold, except of course Smith and Wesson old school bluing. There's nothing like that. Am I creating my own feedback here?
No, you're good. So I'm glad you got it running at least. Ain't that always the way though? You wait till about you're halfway through the problem and then you figure it out. Bald, what's going on,
man? Nothing. Same old. Congratulations to Jamie for reaching milestone. Now he can start making the big YouTube bucks. Shot a match yesterday, shot a match today. I shot both matches with a alien pistol. I actually did a little video before the chat. I gotta post up about a little update on it. Gun ran flawlessly. Me, I did okay yesterday. Today I had a few hiccups, but overall I had fun.
What kind of hiccups do you have?
Just a brain fart. I had a couple of mics, couple of misses, just you know. But the good thing is, I knew I had a miss before I walked to the target. I knew that the moment I broke the shot, but I was already gone, so there was no sense coming back.
Thought you were going to lean towards that Smith and Wesson metal, but I mean that Alien's an absolutely fine pistol from what I understand of them things. But thought you were going to lean towards that metal for comp.
Yeah, I just wanted to change something. I got that Alien sitting around, so I shot it in a completely different division. I actually shot it in the open. I shot it in the open division because legally that's the only division I can shoot it in. But local matches, they don't care. I could have shot it in carry optics or limited optics, but I just want to keep everything fair. And I just felt like shooting that gun today. I'm not gonna go crazy concentrating on the one gun because you know what? I'm not shooting any big matches. I do all this stuff just for fun. So you know what? As long as I'm having fun, that's all. I mean, I still want to be competitive, but I'm not gonna beat myself over because I didn't win the match. How's the weather over by you? Because the whole freaking weekend was cold as hell. Even now, it's like in the 60s. Considering we're supposed to have all that freaking global warming. What's up with that?
I don't know. I'll take your 60s, man. We're in the 80s over here.
Yeah. Now, I had to wear a freaking jacket shooting today and yesterday. Like, what the hell?
Kingpin, what's going on, man?
Not too much. Good to see everybody. Thank you for having me. Everybody in the chat, thanks for joining us.
But let's try that again. Ladies and gentlemen, the bowling pin with a crown on his head, the one, the only Kingpin.
Keep your magazines loaded and one in the chamber. Woo!
That was a good woo.
Good to see everybody tonight.
Well, anyway, while shooting today, the guy, I thought he was going to win a match. He wound up being second. He shot a limited optic division, and the kid shoots for the Atlas. So I kind of forgot to ask him which Atlas he was using, but I think he was using Titan or something like that. So I kind of got a buck. I won one of those. Problem is, I'm freaking broke. House is not sold, and gun I won is $5,000. So gonna have to unload some of my, I guess, pistols to purchase this.
What are you going to do with a $5,000 pistol? Is that a competition gun?
Yeah, I'll be shooting it.
Well, yeah, but I mean, is it like a range toy or is it something that you're going to use for your different levels of competition?
Nah, it's purely competition gun. Just like my Alien, it's just it's built for a certain division.
Okay, so when you pay $5,000 for a gun, how much of it are you going to have to take apart and replace? Or is it $5,000 out the box, good to go forever?
No, this is $5,000 out of the box, straight to the match. You don't have to do a damn thing to it. No, this is a race gun.
Right on.
But question is, do I really want to spend $5,000 gun in 2011 when Live Free Armory is coming up with a 2011 that's under $1,000? The only downside is it's milled for RDS, which is the smaller red dots, like your Holosun 507, 407K. But that's not the end of the world. I can either have it milled or I can just get an adapter plate for the full size full-size dot. So it's like one of those things. If you're a high level shooter than me, then yeah, maybe. But for the shooting that I'm doing, I don't know if I want to spend that kind of money. Then again, I done dumber things before.
I mean, so long as you're gonna get your use out of it, make it worth it. That's the thing.
Well, yeah, that's another thing. I don't know. Right now, I got bigger problems. Need to sell this fucking house and figure out where the hell I'm gonna live when this house is sold.
Now, the house you're talking about selling, is that your house or is that the last house that you built?
No, it's the last house that I built, but currently it's my residence.
Right on.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, you're right, Torzax. It's not just that. It's just at some point in your life you kind of appreciate the finer things. Just like Jamie and Scotsman, they love revolvers, and they got no problem dropping $2-3 on the fucking revolver. That's worth it. That's something that they want. I think personally they're crazy, because revolvers suck. But never mind.
All right, so I'm sure folks out there are wondering, why are you saying that? What is your problem with revolvers?
Oh, I don't have a problem with revolvers. I'm just busting your chops. I think revolvers still have their place. From time to time, I still carry my Chiappa Rhino. It's small, it's packs a punch, easy to reload, and easy to conceal. So
You still have your 9mm?
No, that 9mm revolver actually sold to a friend because I haven't shot it in years, and he wanted to get into competitive shooting with a revolver. So I was like, yeah, I sold it to him along with the holster and all the gear he needed to get going. I'm like, I don't think it's kind of hard jumping between two of them because revolvers are completely different. Like usually you don't shoot USPSA with a revolver. They have their own separate thing called ICOR. And then it's different days. It's just made it easy. Plus, you know what? When I was kind of in need of some quick cash, so kind of killed two birds with one stone. Like I got a gun at a good deal. We shot Smith & Wesson Indoor Nationals, and I think they gave us like 30% off to every competitor to buy any gun they want. So, and I wind up selling it for more than I paid for it. So it's not like I can't replace it if I decide to go back that way. But
I think a lot of people probably dump on revolvers because they're not, and maybe that's the wrong word, they're not trendy like semi-automatic pistols are. You got the 365, which everybody fell in love with, but if you take the comparable revolver to that, it's like a little snub-nosed 38, which most people are like, oh, what am I going to do with that? And then they got everybody's recoil sensitive, and you can't throw a stupid red dot on it or a 33 round mag inside of it. So I think that's why people dump on the revolvers, but they clearly still have a very significant place in the firearms world.
well, if I go to bear country, I'll take a freaking 44 mag over a 10mm semi-automatic any day. So absolutely.
Yeah, that's kind of what I mean. Like a lot of, from my perspective, a lot of the firearms enthusiasts are range guys. So that kind of tends toward the semi-automatic, higher capacity, red dot, different stuff like that. The sexiness isn't there. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of what I meant by that. But obviously, clearly, for a defense round or the 44 Magnum round, I don't see too many 15 round 44 Magnum semi-automatic pistols out there.
I don't think there are any.
So I threw a link out there to Pat RMG's latest video. You want to see a monstrosity of a revolver? Go look at that thing. Yeah. They did some work to that thing.
Reloader 762 said he wants a Ruger Blackhawk in 41 Magnum. I'm like, half the world wants one of those. Problem is ammo availability.
See, problem with the little tiny revolvers is when you put a big ass fucking round in it. Like Ruger makes that freaking LCR and whatever in 357. I shot it, and after the first shot, I just handed the gun back. It was so uncomfortable, so hard to control. You know, like 38 is probably not a problem out of that, but you can't. It's like you can't be shooting big ass round from little light tiny gun because.
You know, I've got have a Taurus 605, which is basically a clone of a J-frame Smith. I'll only shoot 38s out of that thing. I bought it for my wife, but after I shot it, I'm like, she ain't gonna like this. So even with mild mannered 38s, it's a handful. But yeah, man, full on 357 loads is a handful with that gun.
See, like 357 out of Chiappa Rhino is not bad because you're shooting from the bottom cylinder, so that takes away a lot of the snappiness. It still kind of pushes back at you, but it's not as big of a deal. But if you're shooting the same load from the same size regular revolver, you're gonna feel it.
Yeah, I've never shot one of those rhinos. I'm not sure how they feel.
Abigail's got me confused over here. She says, I don't use revolvers because it's quicker to change mags. Also, when revolvers malfunction, it's not something that can be fixed in the fight, whereas you can easily fix a malfunction in a semi-auto. Then a little further down, she says she just hand-loaded 44 special wad cutters, and that'll solve some of the recoil. So, so she obviously has a revolver. She just don't carry it. Am I correctly assuming that? And Mr. Pollard says 357 at 1,000 feet per second out of his 605. So I can do that, man. That's just a 38 special plus P. When I think of when I think of a 357 velocity, I'm thinking, 125 grain pill at about 1,600 feet per second. 158 at about 1,400. But yeah, do you really want to do that to your revolver? Yeah, I guess that's what they're made for, though.
Yep, as we well know, most of them are built like tanks. So you don't want to do too heavy, steady diet of magnum loads, but as long as you take care of it, it'll be fine.
The thing that always gets me in the debate versus semi-auto debate is the guys that say, "Oh well, it's just so much easier to use a revolver. You just point and click, and it doesn't ever malfunction." Revolvers malfunction too, and when a revolver malfunctions, it very well might not be able to get back in the fight. In a semi-auto, that's what she's saying. Semi-auto, yeah, I'm gonna I'm going to pull that mag. I'm going to rack it. I'm going to shove either the same mag or a different mag in it. A lot of times, it's the mag itself that's the problem. And so, I mean, that's actually why I carry an extra mag, is because if I've had a malfunction, I'm not even gonna try and save that mag. I'm gonna dump it and I'm gonna pull my backup mag, because it very well might be the magazine that's causing the problem, and I ain't gonna take the fucking time to figure that out right then.
Oh yeah, I'm glad that you mentioned that take your time at the end, because I was at the range today just poking holes in paper, and I had a couple double feeds, and then I had a semi-automatic that I was trying to use these wad cutters, these 45 ACP wad cutters, and they wouldn't feed, so I kept having issues. Clearing a magazine, a semi-automatic jam, when a gun is in your face or somebody's breaking in or you're under a highly stressful situation, isn't always as easy as gently push the mag release, pull the mag out, because then you got a round stuck in the chamber somewhere. It's either stuck in the barrel and you need to knock it out, or it's jammed up in the action somewhere and you got to get it out of there. So I think a lot of people just whistle past the graveyard when they talk about how awesome they are at clearing semi-automatic jams, and it's just, there's a lot more difficult jams out there than simple slap tap and rack, or whatever you call it.
Yeah, I won't disagree with that at all. There's a lot of times where you'll end up jamming the projectile up into the side of the feed ramp, and it's locked in there. You rip that mag out, cycle the slide. It's not going to come out. You have to literally pry it out of there. There is definitely malfunctions that'll take a semi-auto out of the fight as well. So they're just machines.
I think Edward Petty got it right. You're much more likely to have a malfunction with a semi-auto than with a revolver. I think when people say that revolvers are more dependable, uh, I think that's what they're talking about. I think if you've got proper ammo in there and it's done correctly, your chances of having a malfunction with a revolver are slim to none. Whereas we can't always say that about semi-autos. And I think, and when I say if the ammo's done correctly, one of the things that can happen is you can have bullet setback and you can lock your cylinder up. At that point, you got to take your gun home and do some work to get that unstuck. No questioning that. I'll freely admit that. But by and large, revolver, like CB says, keep pulling that trigger, but you're limited to capacity. You are limited to capacity. I personally shoot revolvers a lot better than I do semi-autos. That's the reason I've been wanting to get into some sort of a competition shooting to improve my semi-automatic shooting. And then some people say, well, why don't you just enter in the revolver class? And I'm like, well, that's defeating the purpose of me getting into it to begin with. So, yeah, I just feel not that I would. Heck, I don't carry a revolver. I mean, I really don't. Very rarely do I carry one of my revolvers for self defense, but I will. I mean, I'm not scared to. I think. I think. I think they're more inherently more accurate than a semi-auto until you get proficient with a semi-auto. Maybe that's me because I grew up shooting revolvers. Maybe that has nothing to do with the general population. It's just
That's
me.
that very well might be a valid point. I mean, as a young kid, the first handguns that I handled were revolvers, and they're a different animal. There's just no doubt about it.
Yeah, you spent a lot of time behind it. Like I said in the video that I did, that you're going to see a lot of improvement on your trigger control and management of it. And that'll transfer over when you go into semi-auto.
The semi-auto trigger is completely different, though. That's it. Different between apples and oranges. They very well both are fruits, but completely different fruits. Typically, to me, how can I put it? There's more character to a revolver trigger than there is most semi-autos.
Yeah, see, that's what I think I see the most of, is what Fuzzy said. Most untrained folks with a semi-auto are the spray and pray crowd. They might run out of ammo before they save themselves. I don't know about that, but you see a lot of folks just point them and start pulling the trigger because they've got so many rounds. Whereas if you're out there with a revolver, you got six shots to get your business done. You're going to take a little more time. You're going to put those shots on target. More better, more gooder, as Mario would say. It just seems easier to me to stop the threat with a revolver and a healthy caliber than 17 shots of 9mm. Then I saw the amateur professionals short today where he would put 15 rounds on 2 pieces of brown cardboard and split the black side and put them right there. And I'm like, heck yeah.
It was 12 rounds and it was 3 pieces of cardboard.
Remind me never to compliment this guy again, okay?
Really?
And I actually finished that stage second out of all the guys in the match.
Look, when other people lie in your favor, let them. The problem is you can't do it for yourself.
Oh, okay.
So when I say, hey, Bulge shot a tick off of a tick's back at 10,000 yards, you just sit there and go, and then I'll brag about you. But you can't say that. So.
Oh, okay. I'll know better next time. So I'll take it back. Okay, so it was 20 rounds on 1 paper.
Small.
Well, going back to what you're accustomed to, though, I for some oddball reason, now I practice point shooting, and for me, point shooting with a semi-auto is more natural than a revolver. And I suspect the reason why is because I spend more time behind a semi-auto than I ever do a revolver.
Okay, so when you say point shooting, what does that mean?
Basically, no sights. It's literally point and click.
Okay, no sights, but are you in your stance? Is the gun extended, or are you shooting from the retention or something like that? Because if your hands are extended, there's absolutely no reason to point shoot unless you're blind, because you can see your sights. So the only time I would see any benefit to actually point shooting would be practice and shooting from like a retention, for example, when your gun is right by your head. That's probably more important, because if you have a gun and you got both hands on the gun already, why not use the sights? And sometimes you use the sights, even if you think you're point shooting, but you're still using the sights. At certain level, you're gonna find out and call your shots. You're gonna find out that you're gonna realize, like I did today, that the second I was, that split second when I squeezed the trigger and let the gun off, I knew that my dot was not on the target. But at that point, I was halfway to another array of targets. So sometimes you think you're point shooting, but your brain's kind of faster than you think.
No, it is literally shooting from different retention areas before full presentation normally.
Okay.
Sort of like what I don't know what the actual terminology is, but I call it the get off me drill, where
Okay.
you're face to face with your target, and it's one gut, two chest, one head as you're backing from your target.
Whoa, wasn't.
Hello.
Hey,
You're
is
up
that
in
a grizzly bear behind you?
This ugly mug.
How's everybody doing?
It should give us a nice panoramic of your surroundings, but
I'm in a campground area right now. It's not that great.
Good to see you, man. What's been going on?
Just traveling, having fun in Yellowstone today and tomorrow.
Say hello to Yogi Bear.
I saw Yogi today, matter of fact.
I'm kind of jealous. You get to travel all over the place, and here I am broke as a mofo.
Well, each forest national park is $35, but it's well worth it. All the cool shit you get to see. So, and it's good for 7 days. So you can do a lot of looking around in 7 days at each park.
Yeah, plus you can drive everywhere with your four-wheel drive longmobile.
I love this thing. It works really well for the stuff I do.
For the money it costs, it's better.
What's better?
I said, for the money you paid for it, it's better.
Yeah. Well, what's nice about it is I'm actually using it. There's a lot of people that buy motorhomes and only go out once or twice a year.
What was the thing that you had? You had leak or something? What was that?
Oh, no, I had blew up the motor. It was the oil.
It blew up the motor?
Yeah, I'm on my second motor now.
Holy crap. How long they came and took the car and swapped the motor, or what happened?
Yeah, they put a brand new motor in it. So off I went again.
Huh, that's not something you want to hear.
No, but you know what? They were really good. Customer service was good. Shit happens. I mean, it was probably a Monday motor or a Friday motor. So shit happens. I'm not going to blame them. They did a really good job of getting it back up in action. So I do have one complaint though. The batteries don't charge still while I drive. So I had to bring a generator with me, which sucks.
Oh, you mean the alternator doesn't charge them fast enough?
No, the second alternator, it's stopping right before it gets to the battery.
Okay.
But it ain't a big deal because I can run the generator for like 4 hours and it charges it all the way back up. And then I'm good for like 4 or 5 days.
What about getting like a solar panels for the roof?
It's got them right now. All that stuff just it stops before it gets to the battery for some reason. What's up, Scotsman?
It's good to see you, man.
You too.
It's good to see you having fun out there, man, and doing a lot of shooting while you're traveling.
Yeah, I have 4 more matches and then I head home.
That's
Saturday
pretty cool,
I'll
man.
be in Cody, Wyoming for NRL Hunter, and then I shoot the PRC, the Hornady PRC match in Utah, Evanston, Wyoming, right there, and then a rimfire match, and what else? One other one, and then I head back.
And you drive to all those matches? How many miles did you do so far since you started this adventure?
I think I'm at 4,500 miles.
Holy crap. That's a lot of driving. I did about 2,000 in 6 days when I was doing the college hunting with my daughter.
Yeah, I don't mind it because you see a lot of cool stuff. There was some states that were really flat, and it was all basically farmland. I mean, it looked good for a little while, but after mile 1,000,005, it gets a little old.
it ain't so bad when your bed's behind you, right? You get
Yeah, it's right
you just
there.
you just pull off the side of the road. And
Yep.
saw
So
some water.
I'm guessing all the states you went to are gun friendly, so you don't have to check the laws.
Yeah, I haven't even looked. I don't really give two shits about it because I got all the stuff. I know I'm not going to California because I got suppressors, but that in Chicago, I know I can't go through there. So I went around.
You can come to New York. I won't tell.
I need to shoot a match in New York. I'm trying to shoot a match in every state. So one day I'll be up there.
Well, hopefully I won't.
Yeah. I'm doing good though. I got one more state out of the 50 that I need to go to. That's Alaska. So I knocked 2 of the last 3 off. I'm not going to be able to get to Alaska this trip. So
You're gonna drive to Alaska?
hell yeah, I'm going to drive to Alaska.
Holy mother of God!
Not this trip though. It'll be
Yeah.
a different one. I'm waiting for my passport, and I can't bring any rifles across through Canada, so I have to figure out how to do that.
Well, you can. You just can't get caught.
Well, I can check them in, I guess, or something, because I'm going to shoot a match in Alaska. I guess there's a rimfire match, an NRL rimfire match that's coming up. I don't even know when, but
Might be easier to just ship the gun.
yeah,
I was
I don't
gonna
know.
say just ship it over to somewhere someone you know,
Or even if you
store over there and pick them up.
ship it to FFL or something, you can ship it to yourself.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not worried about it because it's not on this month's roster, so calendar.
Plus, the car like you have, it can be hard to stash the freaking rifle somewhere.
It's not as easy as you think.
Yeah.
I got 3 under the bed that are in cases, but those are my rifles for competitions.
Freaking driving to Alaska. You gotta drive through freaking whole Canada.
William saying that.
Speak
Charge
French.
me to send to FFL to Alaska. That's not good. Yeah, I'll figure it out when I get closer. I figure friends of mine are coming over from Australia, so it can't be that hard to figure out how to get it to Alaska.
Well, we do have Canadians that come and shoot matches here with the revolvers. So if they can bring the guns here, I'm sure there's a way for you to bring the gun there. Especially,
Yeah.
I know people that go hunting to Canada. So
Yeah, I'll figure it out. Ain't worried about it.
There's Poco Loco says there's a ferry in Washington that takes you to Alaska with your vehicle.
There's a what?
A ferry boat.
Oh, that'd be cool. I could do that.
Yeah.
I can't see the comments, so I apologize if anybody's asking me anything.
We'll let you know, man. We're pulling them up if we see them.
I can.
Yeah, CB South Carolina is a lot more restrictive going in than coming out.
Gotcha.
yeah, Canada's kind of messed up. Did you see the video that the guy from Canada did? I forgot it, but there's like, I don't know, 3 or 4 major counties or states or whatever the fuck they have in Canada that are basically conservatives, Republicans as per se, right? And they hate Trudeau and all that. And they said if he wins, they're gonna file for separation from Canada. And he basically said, since it's so hard for them to get the green cards and become citizens in the U.S., they should just import these Canadians, just like Democrats import all the Mexicans and through the southern border. This way, we can have a lot more Republican voters.
That'd be cool.
And hey, they're white and already speak English.
Exactly.
Well, some of them speak French, but
Oh, there's a squirrel. Squirrel.
there's
No
a New York
cowboy hat.
outfit with hate speech.
Yeah, that was a few weeks ago. Big.
Yeah,
June.
I'm sure they're a lot different now versus then.
Yeah.
Everything is worse now.
I bought a new bazooka.
What the hell is that?
A bazooka.
What's it, a camera?
It's a 150 to 500 zoom lens for my. All this shit out here is so far away. It's like you need to power up, basically. I got that today. I was taking pictures all week, and I'm like, God, these suck.
You can just do a freaking Google Earth.
What body you got that mounted to?
This is it's actually a pretty nice camera. Let me show you. It's a Sony. It is the A7, but it's the 4. And then it's got a small rig on top.
Yeah, I got one of those. Not that one, but like that. Just don't have. I just have whatever lens it came with.
It's crazy how nice these take photos and videos.
Where the hell did you find a lens like that in a Yellowstone Park?
Actually, right out of the park on the west, it'd be the what would it be? The west entrance. There's a camera shop, and I'm like, holy shit, these guys actually have a lot of shit in here. And the reason why they do is they rent lenses for, like, you know, the people that want to get like the huge, you know, like the 800 power ones, so they can see elk like a mile away. But yeah, they had a bunch of stuff in there. Ended up picking that up in a case.
Strategically, it's actually a phenomenal place to have a camera shop, I would think.
It is a very perfect place to have a shop. Yeah, there's a lot of people running around with some really fancy cameras. I was taking pictures of wolves and bears today inside of like a natural reserve park kind of thing. It's called what was it called? Grizzly and Wolf Discovery Center. And I could zoom past the fence and shit and like get right on these bears and wolves and stuff. So it was really cool. It made it look like you were there. It was pretty neat. Instead of having the fence and all that bullshit. But I'm gonna go out tomorrow and try to get some good photos of some buffalo and whatever else is out there. I've been having fun though. Have any of you guys shot NRL hunter matches?
Nope.
Well, if you get a chance, they're a lot of fun. I shot one last Saturday, and it was a damn good time. It was a lot of fun if you guys get a chance.
Yeah, I got a lot of work to do on my rifle before I get to that point, but that would be cool to do it though.
It is. It's a lot of fun. It's good practice for people that like hunting. I'm not a big hunter, but like it's kind of the whole concept. You got to find the targets and range them and shoot them. So it's kind of cool. I'll keep an eye out for Bigfoot.
I don't know. For me, all the long range is not that much fun. There's not enough action going on.
I don't know. This NRL hunter, there's plenty of action happening.
Yeah, but I'm a pistol guy.
I know. What that really means is you suck at rifle and you just don't want to practice. That's all.
Well, yeah, that too. Yeah, you got me there. Plus, I don't really have a place to practice. Actually, now I can a little bit because my club finally put some steel up. But they put this giant steel at 100 yards, and then they put this literally MOA pieces of steel at 200 and 300. Well, give me at least one that's like 2 or 3 MOA. You know,
Just go switch them. You guys
Yeah,
did
man,
this
you've
right.
come a long way since you started doing all this. You've been doing this for quite some time now. You've come a long, long way, that's for sure.
oh, Rick's
you.
legit. He was right there when he went 3 for 3 on the mile, and the last one was at the 1 MOA target at the mile, and I couldn't hit the fucking thing, so can't really blame the goddamn rifle or weather or anything else. It's just
Just practice. That's it. It's all it boils down to.
That's okay.
Yeah. Knowing your gun, knowing your scope, and that's where I'm at right now. Is I gotta get that thing sighted in and learn the dope and the scope and stuff like that. So.
Yeah. No, that's it.
Okay. That's okay. Let him keep shooting rifles. I'll buy his fancy pistols then.
I still shoot 3-gun. I still need it. I just suck at 3-gun because I don't practice.
Three gun's fun, but there's nothing going on as far as the 3-gun around here. You know, I'm down to shooting freaking Clinton House once a year with you guys. So
I think they just had that one too, Val.
no, the Pro Am. No,
not Memorial, but the other one. I think the Microtech Pro Am is this June though.
Oh, it's in fall usually, isn't it?
I can't remember. Yeah, it is an October-ish area.
We usually
That's
shoot it
right.
in fall.
I can't keep track of all that shit. Yeah, June's nationals for.
Yeah, because I plan on coming. I plan on coming for the Pro Am again.
Good, you should.
You can be my pro again.
Sounds like a plan.
No, I love that place. I love that Clinton House. That place is gorgeous. Match over there. I keep telling everybody, you want to get in the 3-gun? I don't think there's a better match than that. You know, it's fun. You get to shoot with a pro. You know, they get to help you, teach you.
Yeah, that definitely helps. Is having someone available to help you out.
I don't know, man. I like the cowboy action stuff too, and I know Jamie does. You know, that cowboy action stuff's pretty neat.
It looks cool. I was talking to a lady that does that where they shoot off of the horses, the balloons. You know, with the revolvers. That looks pretty cool.
Did you see the guy? What's his name? Tuco the Rat. He's on YouTube. He does the triple shot with a single action. Where he draws the gun, he fires the gun, then he cocks it with the thumb, fires it, then he cocks it with the pinky and fires it. So he does triple shot. He's like, he draws the gun and goes. Brr.
Yeah, I did see that actually. I saw it on Instagram, I think.
Nah, he's good.
Alan, did you get that P322 running right?
Did I get what running right?
That SIG P322 running right.
Oh yeah. Yep, absolutely.
So what'd you have to do to it?
It runs like a champ now. It was all in the recoil spring. Ended up picking up some Austrian spring set, and it runs like a champ now. Now I'm just waiting for the suppressor to come in and see what I've got to change on that to make sure it keeps its reliability.
Yeah, I like that pistol. 25 rounds is awesome.
I thought you hated it. I thought you had nothing but problems.
I did till I figured out it was the ammo.
I would love to get my hands on
Don't
one.
take a new pistol to a match.
Most of it
when you never shot.
Most of it was actually the ammo. I started using some different ammo, and it cleaned up quite a bit. But I figured, let me play around with this a little bit, and it worked great. It worked great. So
awesome. Yeah, once I've swapped ammo out, I think shooting like a banshee now.
Yeah, not New York legal.
There ain't shit legal in New York.
Well, it could be worse. I could be in California.
I don't know which one is worse, Val.
Well, we got no roster.
Oh, I guess California does. Well, we know California sucks ass, but yeah, you're right.
I can't wait to move the fuck out of here and put a big sign on the back of my goddamn truck as I'm leaving New York that says "Fuck you, Governor Hochul."
Rick drinking straight water. What happened to the tea, brother?
Oh, you haven't heard. So I stopped smoking 3.5 months ago, and I stopped drinking. Well, I can't say I don't drink sweet tea anymore, but once in a great while. So trying to get healthier.
You quit smoking.
Yeah, 3.5 months ago.
I smell pussy behind it. That's the only goddamn reason you will quit smoking.
Is why?
I smell pussy behind it.
No, not yet.
No.
still working on that.
Good for you. Smoking sucks.
Yeah, I enjoyed the hell out of it, but yeah. Yeah, I figured I'd try to get healthier. Well, I was drinking 1,400 calories just in sweet tea a day. That's not including my meals, so I don't know how I didn't, weigh 3 times more than what I do.
Yeah, because you were fairly active.
Yeah.
No. I'm in the same boat. I dropped 3 inches of my waist. What the hell is all the cracking noise all the time?
I don't know.
It's you.
My phone's not even plugged in. It should just be fine.
I know. Every time you touch it. But anyway, the last 3 months, I've been eating better and freaking hitting gym and stuff.
Good. Yeah, well, none of us are getting younger, so shit, we got to think about.
Yeah. Well, I gotta think about finding me a job.
I smoked for 36 years, so I figured I was lucky enough to not have oxygen tank and all that shit. I needed to quit before all that started.
Plus, I heard that when you smoke, it makes your dick shorter.
Yeah, too late for that.
That's awesome, man.
It doesn't get bigger if you stop, though, either.
I heard if you pull on it, it does.
Yeah, I don't know, buddy.
So you can say stuff like that on YouTube, but you can't handle a gun.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Alan, we're almost halfway through, man. You want to run through the side chat? It's popping out there pretty good.
Oh, it is absolutely hopping. I'm just over here reading it because, yeah, it's been good time out there. G23, Mrs. Hot Pot, Maca Loco, Kingpin's still out there. He's going to be back. He just got a knock at the door, from what I understand. So they must think his picture is my picture. Ozzy Osbourne, M1A2, quite a number. Abigail, I did say. Big P was out there. New York Outcast, Tactical Flood, Bearded CB82. Yeah, tons of William Nah. Lots of great people out there. Bearded Lunchbox is still there.
I got a question in the chat section.
That is reloading from the hot pot girl.
Gotcha.
So, Scotsman, you were talking about cowboy action shoe earlier. I ordered a set of springs and instructions to slick up the action on the Rossi 92. So hopefully I'll have it slicked up here in about another 3 or 4 months.
Nice. So there's been a lot happening here in the last week or so with the wonderful government. We have the injunctions and stuff going on, and I find it very frustrating and very annoying that the injunction only applies to members of the GOA, the FPC, and things like that.
How the hell is that possible? Isn't that some kind of segregation?
That's segregation, separation, and I'm pretty sure we're all part of the Second Amendment and it covers everybody. So,
well, that's what.
So the fact of the matter is these are the litigants that have brought forth the cases, and so they're the ones that are going to be reaping the benefit of the legal system temporary injunction. Is because they're the ones that have said, "Hey, court, this isn't right. You need to put a stay on this until you can figure out what you're going to do with this actual rule." Fact of the matter is that they're still treating this like a law. It's not a fucking law. It's a rule from a bureaucratic entity. It's not a law. An injunction is to stop a law. So they can suck it in my book.
Yeah, well, good luck fighting that in court if you get arrested for it. That's a problem. You know, I get it. It's not a law because AFT is not Congress. You know, they can't make any law, but they can make regulations, and you can be in violation of the regulation, and that can put you in jail as well. That's a problem.
But
Hey, Val,
that's all.
when you're done
That's all
talking,
based on
mute your
Chevron
mic.
difference. That's all
What do you
based
say,
on
Rick?
Chevron difference, and Chevron does not allow them enough power to create such a rule that puts 10 to 40 millions Americans becoming felons. It's only for light gray area. It's not for creating law.
Don't take me wrong. I'm on your side. I get it. I'm just saying the government got way too big, and people don't understand it. And people are so fucking stupid. They support this shit. They expect government to solve their problems. They expect schools to raise their kids, and so on and so forth. I grew up in that. Problem was Czechoslovakia is a small country, easy to control. It was 15 million people, so it's a lot easier to control than big population of 50 states where you have different laws and different customs and everything from state to state. You know what I'm saying? Different population, different everything. So but little by little, federal government's overstepping their powers, and they're getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and they cost more and more and more and more. And that's what people don't understand. It's not just 160 grand that every senator and congressman gets paid every year. What about freaking X amount of people that have all this staff, and they get paid, and they don't work for free, And those are people that don't do shit. They don't produce anything. They don't do anything. They're just a big liability. I go to work. I build fucking houses. Jamie goes to work. He fixes the computers. Rick, well, he doesn't do shit. Never mind Rick. Alan goes to work. He does whatever the fuck he does. But these people don't do a goddamn thing. They just cost us money. And there's more and more of them working in the government.
Yeah,
No,
go ahead, Jamie.
it's worse than that, Val. Not only do we go to work and we do what we do, we get taxed for it. We get taxed for earning money, and it's supposed to be a free country. Well, it ain't free. Freedom ain't free. We all realize that. And at Memorial Day, the cost of our freedom. But what's going on now, man, is these people that are in office are taking our money and spending it on stuff that we don't necessarily approve of. And it's gotten way, 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 way too out of hand. They need to be on a budget just like I'm on a budget, just like everybody here and everybody in the side chat. You work within your family budget, and they don't have one. They just take and spend. That's what they do. They take from us, spend it however they want to. Now, I'm all for helping people that need help. Don't get me wrong here. But we got to take care of us first. Before you're spending what, 830 something $billion to help Ukraine fight Russia, which is a good thing. We need to help as much as we can. But yet and still, we've got veterans coming back from fighting our wars, and they're walking around the street homeless, half crazy because they can't get the mental health problems they need taken care of here in America. If we're the richest country in the world, why are they people living under bridges starving to death? Why are our own veterans uh, taking their own lives at the rate they are? And take care of home first, guys.
You preaching to we preaching to choir. I'm right there with you. Problem is that they're not only spending our tax money, they're spending our freaking grandchildren's tax money. They're spending money we don't have. Helping Ukraine. Why? Why do we have to help the Ukraine? Give me one good reason why we need to get in the middle of that shit.
Okay, well, I'll play devil's advocate. I'll play devil's advocate here. We were part of the coalition that told the Ukrainians, "Hey, you give up your nukes, and we'll protect you." That's why. At one point in time, the Ukraine was one of the world's largest nuclear powers.
Yeah, but that was back when it was pretty much part of the actual Russia.
Right. And they wanted their separation. They to get their separation and get rid of the nukes. And we were part of the coalition that said, "Hey, we'll protect you if you do that." And so there's why, but the extent, with just the amount of cash that we have sent, we could arm every school in this nation with a complete SWAT team, with every member making 80 grand a year. And it just doesn't make sense that they don't want to protect the kids. They just keep saying that they're going to protect the kids. That is not the dream at all. That's not what's happening in the slightest. It's not about protecting the kids. It's all about power and control, like usual, that we normally see out of the federal government. I mean, the whole what do we see? 0.6% of Americans actually comply with this ATF bullshit. 0.6.
What pisses me off the most is you drive by the fucking house and these people have Ukrainian flag plastered all over the fucking house. Okay, I get it. You supporting Ukraine. Where's your fucking American flag? I mean, I'm all for it. You want to support them? Fine. But you're willing to fly their flag and you're not willing to fly fucking your own flag? Something ain't goddamn right. And I wasn't born in this country, but I'll fucking shoot as hell die for it if I have to.
You ain't wrong, brother. Yeah, sorry about that, folks. I lost power there for a minute. I'm not sure what's going on. Just this old house, So apologies there.
We need to start a GoFundMe for fucking Scotsman so he can buy a goddamn generator or something. Oh, you know what? If you come to New York, I'll give you. I got 2 of them. I'll give you one. It'll run your whole house.
Yeah, I got a generator. I just need to get with my landlord. He's got to get this electrical system redone.
Yeah, good luck in the old house, especially nowadays. Electric freaking wiring and everything is through the roof. And fixing electrical at the old house, not that easy. Trust me. I did a lot of remodeling jobs over the years.
Oh, I see the disaster that's down there. Trust me, it's gonna be a lot of work, but it needs to get done. Daniel, what's going on, man?
Oh, not too much. Just got off the road. Wife and I was riding around side by side out on the road. So we live in a free state. Hey, thanks for the invite. And hi guys. And what are you talking about?
Oh, we were just talking about how much you suck at shooting.
How much what?
How much you suck at shooting.
Oh, okay. I threw down the gauntlet, brother.
We're currently talking about government infringement. Whether
Benjamin
people putting
Franklin.
a stock on, a piece of plastic on you down.
Yeah. I feel bad for our kids. They're screwed. All the propaganda going on in the news and the media, TV. Yeah. They're going to be brainwashed. They're going to give up. They're going to give the Second Amendment up when we're gone.
Never mind the Second Amendment. It's not just that. If you look at everything going on in general, politicians are not being accountable for whatever the hell they do. And there's shit popping up. There's proof. There's proof of election fraud. There's proof of the whole Russian hoax being a hoax. There's proof of Hillary Clinton freaking pretty much committing a treason. Okay, any one of us will be in the fucking jail. For crying out loud, I'm in a goddamn New York. I can go to fucking jail to have a standard capacity magazine. And these motherfuckers can do whatever the hell they want.
Yeah.
And at some point, people need to say it's enough. But people are too fucking stupid, too dumb, too wrapped up in their fucking jobs, paying their fucking credit card and their taxes and everything else. Everybody thinks the cops are on your side. You can forget about the goddamn cops, all right? 90% of the cops are in it for the goddamn pension. They don't care about your rights. Okay, get that shit out of your head. There's seldom there's a cop that actually is willing to quit the job to protect your rights. Most of them, it's all about the fucking pension and their pay, and that's it. They're basically politicians' bodyguards. That's all they are.
Hey, it's been up for a long time. It even came out that the proof that Nick was innocent. It was all a CIA set up with Watergate. 4 out of the 5 people that broke into Watergate were CIA.
And you complain about the taxes, go to Europe. You're paying 50% plus in taxes, income taxes. You don't really have a property taxes as big as here, but then you're paying 20 plus percent in a sales tax on top of everything. So you taxing on every goddamn thing, whatever you turn, you taxed on.
See, I don't want y'all to miss my point of bringing this up. Burnaby says 100% of Americans are affected by the ATF's tyranny. Then he says, go ahead and change my mind. My point is not that aspect of what we're talking about. My point is that if our government officials are concentrating on what they need to be concentrating on, this stuff right here is going to go away. They got way too much that they should be doing, like balancing the budget, taking care of our vets, taking care of stuff that's going on inside here. And we do need to be supporting Ukraine, and we do need to support Israel all we can. But we got to take care of home first. And if you're doing those things, you ain't got time to worry about what ATF is. ATF should go away, really and truly. There's no use for that. There's no need for the federal Department of Education. There's so many major departments in our government that are not even needed. that are their sole existence is to waste your money.
Absolutely. Like I said, government's too big, and that's the problem. You know that basically income tax. When did the income tax started? After World War II or something like that.
I think it was in the 30s, but I'm
You
not
know?
positive.
So all these time. I mean, I get it. You gotta pay taxes because this is not Wild Wild West. We gotta build the roads, maintain the bridges, blah 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 blah. I get it, okay. But let's put it in perspective. Here in New York, okay, this house over here, okay, this house is gonna be anywhere between $16,000 to $18,000 in property and school taxes a year. Get it through your head: $16,000 to $18,000, okay, on a $700,000 house. Now you're gonna live here for 30. Let's say somebody buys is gonna die here, whatever. So they have a kids, okay. The kids will go to school. Kids will go to high school, college, marry, move out. Yet you're still paying the freaking school taxes, and your kids are not even there. Meantime, down the road there could be a trailer park with a 30 freaking trailers, and the whole trailer park pays about 20 grand in taxes. From this house, there's going to be 1 or 2 kids go to school. From that trailer park, there's going to be 30 kids going to school. So how is that justified? With that, everybody should pay their own share, right, and all that. Help out those in need, but come on, something ain't right at some point.
Here's the answer to your question. When did income tax start? 1862. President Lincoln signed into law a revenue-raising measure to help pay for Civil War expenses. The measure created a Commissioner of Internal Revenue and the nation's first income tax. It levied a 3% tax on incomes between $600 and $10,000 and a 5% tax on incomes of more than $10,000.
That's a hell of an inflation since then.
Yeah, mine's running about 15% right now, and that's cheap because I work for the government and don't make a bunch of money. It's funny how the people that run these departments get filthy rich, and people who work for the government, yeah, we're not so much. At least we get a steady paycheck.
Well, you guys, well, yeah, because they signed the debt ceiling. Otherwise, you'll be without a goddamn paycheck.
Well, yeah, if you're not vital, yeah, when defunding occurs, you're the first on the axe.
Well, you work for the local, not the federal, right, Jamie?
Yeah, local.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Hey, just like Ronald Reagan said, the most scary words, I'm from the government and I'm here to help. Ain't that the oxymoron?
Yeah, I'd have to check mine.
The problem is that basically the whole generation growing up right now doesn't know any better. I was in the same boat. Okay, I grew up. I was born in 1974 in Czechoslovakia. So while I was growing up, the whole time it's just been pounded into your head. USSR is the best. They're our brothers. Race is America. And West. It's all capitalist. They're no good. Blah 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 blah. And you just didn't know any better because you were surrounded by them. Just like the kids growing up under Taliban regime. Since they freaking age of 5, that's all this pounding in their head. These are our enemies. You gotta kill them. Blah blah blah. It's not really their fault, but that's the way they've been brought up. They've never seen better. Never knew it. It was the same thing with me until 1989. The revolution came in and things changed. The borders opened up, and all of a sudden, it's like there's a whole new freaking world over there. It was the same thing with Russia. Who was that? Yeltsin or whatever, the first president that came to US, and he made unscheduled stop at like a grocery store, like a ShopRite or whatever, one of the big chain grocery stores. And he walked in. He just wanted to see, and he was amazed. He was amazed that it's 10 times better than the stores that Russia had for a Politburo. And that goes to show you that the politician in Russia already had better stores than regular people. And regular store over here was 10 times better. So even that opened up his eyes like, you know what, whatever we're preaching, shit's not fucking working.
Ozzy said he wished taxes were still 3%. If our government was mindful of a budget, it would be 10% or lower. But I bet everybody on this panel and everybody in the side chat is paying more than 10% in federal income taxes.
Well, the question that I have is, what the hell are we paying for? They're not protecting the border. What the fuck are we paying for?
We're paying that after us. 87,000 new IRS agents. Come on. That was in the debt ceiling deal, wasn't it?
You're paying for the ATF to come and take your bump stock.
They talked that one in there. Yep. They wanted to get that one through one way or another, and they did it.
Problem is everybody is angry. Everybody talks about it, but that's it. You know, there's something more needs to be done. And 2 years ago, it clearly showed that your vote does not matter. And even Biden knew he didn't win the fucking election. Okay, yet nothing happened. So at some point, American people will need to wake up and figure out, we're gonna keep taking it in the ass without a KY, or we're gonna do something about it. And I think we're way past the point of actually doing something about it. I think the most of the nation is just pussified. It's just they're not. Nobody's willing to actually stand up for their rights, even if it means just to go to I'm not saying full blown revolution, but go to local meetings. You know, confront the people in the local government doing whatever the hell they're doing, and less people are willing to do that. You know, because you know what, you do that, your kids will get worse grades in school, or this and that, and politicians, even at the local level, they have the ways to make your life miserable. You know
why there's less and less people going to those meetings? Because when this whole COVID thing came around and some other things happened, parents went to the school board meetings and they had the police department there to arrest them.
There's your freaking protect and serve. Instead of protecting and serving, who are they protecting and who are they serving? You guys are not good for my blood pressure.
Someone left their mic.
Oh, that's true, though. I mean, you got to look at that. I mean, over the last couple of years, how many people were arrested for speaking their mind?
Yeah.
You know,
this is not just last couple of years. I came here last time the New York Rangers won the Stanley Cup in 1994, and if I look at just in New York, just the area where I spent most of the time over the last almost 30 years, how much it changed, how much dumber people got, how much people are more dependent on government, how much they're willing to let anybody dictate how they should live their life. It's ridiculous. And this is just 30 years in a small area of fairly upstate New York, you know. I mean, yeah, we're still kind of affected by New York City, but most of the people around here, they hate New York City. People are moving from the city up here. But that's the problem. You don't have the people from the city move up here because they can't handle the city. They can't handle it because it's too expensive, too liberal, too this, to that. And they come up here, buy the goddamn house, and they vote for the same Democratic liberal assholes.
Well, they just keep wanting more and more money. I mean, here just in the last 6 months, what did you hear coming out of the White House? They want to put a 40% tax on homes that that you bequeath to your children in a will. And now they're going after the small family farms too, wanting to force a sale so that, kids want to keep it. They got to get another bank loan.
but
In
it's
this-
already been bought and paid for and taxed.
Yep. In this state, in the next 3 years, they want to outlaw gas stoves. So the propane stove I got right here, the propane fireplace, unless you got it grandfathered in, you won't be able to buy a new one. Like, are you serious? And this is doing of people like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez or whatever the fuck her name is. She's dumb as a box of rocks. You know, she couldn't get a better goddamn job as a bartender with a college degree. Yet somehow, miraculously, he's the one creating the goddamn legislations in the DC. And the worst part is, they keep voting her in. You know, freaking Schumer's my senator. I'm ashamed to say it, but, you know, he is. And I have no freaking idea how he keeps getting elected. And after the 2020 election, yeah, I kind of get an idea how they do it, because there's no way just New York City alone overpowers the entire state so much when it comes to actual voters. And yes, New York City might have 8 million people, but there's no way there's that many actual registered fraudulent voters over there opposed to the upstate.
And again, well, back to the death tax. The death tax and what you're talking about there, Daniel, about the farms. People don't see that you control food, you control medical, you control the weapons, you control the populace. That's the key. That's the triad to the key, and that's how they're trying to go after doing all three. That's why you've got multi-billionaires buying up farmland like it's going out of style, and all of a sudden they have major fires, and you know, it's about controlling the food. You control the food, you control the medical, you control the weapons, you control the populace.
I'm glad I grew up in the 80s. I was a teen in early 20s, 80s. I lived in free. Kind of sucks now, don't it?
Everything sucks now. I'm begging for work right now. I worked half a day last week. I got nothing lined up for next week. You know, people are afraid to spend money, you know, and services like mine will be first to suffer. You know, I got a huge house I was supposed to start 2 months ago. Somehow we're still waiting on the goddamn permits, you know, and HOA and other bullshit. You know, and I've been talking to friends and different people, and everybody sees it. That there's like everybody slow down with money spending. I'm talking about the regular people. Everybody's afraid, like, what's going to happen? We might go to war with Russia. You know, what the hell is going on in general? You know. Then before they raised the debt ceiling, I did a small job for a lady, and she's like, "Oh, I want more work done, but I'm not sure what's going to happen. I'm not sure if we're going to get my Social Security check. Blah blah blah." You know.
Oh, and it happens every time when it comes to the debt ceiling. Every freaking time it comes down to the wire, and they go back and forth, back and forth.
Well, it's politics. That's the worst part. That's the reason why Trump was perfect for the job, because he wasn't a politician. You know, like, I love DeSantis, but DeSantis is a lot more of a politician, you know, than Trump was. So you know, with him running for the office, I'm not sure that was a good call. I would rather see him wait, let the Trump get in, and Trump would throw every ounce of support after 4 years to DeSantis. Yeah. I mean, love it or hate it, Trump was not a politician. He wasn't a great speaker. Obama was a great politician. You have to hand it to him. He's a great politician, and he's a great speaker. You know, love him or hate him, but he was a great speaker. Trump was none of it. But Trump was a great freaking businessman. And it was about the goddamn time somebody ran the goddamn country like a business. You know, it's simple. This is how much we make. This is how much we spend. We need some surplus and so on.
One of two things is going to happen. When the election comes and the Republican nominee, it's going to be Trump, DeSantis, or Trump and Jim Jordan. It's going to be one of those.
There's already arguments that Trump can't have DeSantis as a vice. As much as Trump encircles himself around people that kind of impose his own opinions, he is not a fan of DeSantis in any way. But there's already talk of how legally that can't happen. I'm not sure how.
Now that's probably all talk coming out of the Democrats because they'd be scared to death of that ticket.
Well, and one of the biggest issues we have is Obama making propaganda legal. And no one ever talks about that anymore. And no one fixed it. Trump could have fixed that, didn't fix that either.
Well, president can't do that much, on the other hand, Congress is the problem, not the president. Congress is the biggest problem, career politicians. And I kept saying it, I'll keep saying that till I'm blue in face. The career politician term like that should not exist. End of story. I don't care what kind of level. I don't care if it's a mayor of the goddamn town or somehow they managed to put a term limit on the president, but not on the rest of the politicians. So that's the biggest problem. The key word, it's public office, public servant. Okay, they're not public servant. They're acting like a goddamn gods, like kings, like whatever. And unless there's going to be radical change in the way they get paid, how much they get paid, and how long they are in the office, nothing's going to change. Because bottom line is, Jamie keeps saying the same thing. Once the politician gets in the office, his number one job is to get reelected. We had a senator over here, state senator, a few years back. He wound up moving to Texas. And he was a young guy. He was a great guy. And he ran for the office. And he said from the day one, I'm going to be in the office for 2 terms only. And he fought the former governor. He fought him tooth and nail for everything. When the governor was trying to pass the SAFE Act, was it 10, 15 years ago? He was arguing like there's no tomorrow, but he kept his word. 2 terms, and he left.
Look around and take a look at your senators. If they serve 2, maybe 3 terms, they've been in there 18 years. They come back home and they're multimillionaires. And so we've got 2 in Georgia that I'm still trying to figure out how they won, being I can't think of their names. The Reverend Senator Raphael Warnock and that other guy. I can't think of his name, and I don't know how he got. Well, both of them got elected at about the same time. But I never believed that Biden would win in Georgia either. So there's that. But yeah, senators, 2 terms. 12 years is long enough. I mean, if the president can't stay the president but for 8 years, why should anybody else hold any job more than 8 years in public service? It's designed for you to go, do your work, and then go back to the real world. The problem is we're paying them too much money. They're getting too many benefits, and they don't want to leave and go back to work.
Plus, they don't need to put in like 20 years to actually get their retirement. They only have to serve X amount of years to get the most of their retirement shit. But why would they do that when they make fistful of money with their side business? You know.
If I'm king of the world, they're retiring on Social Security just like everybody else. Unless you're doing something else for your retirement, you get Social Security just like everybody else. As far as their insurance, they would be on Medicaid and Medicare while they're in office.
Well, there's a reason they exclude themselves from Obamacare.
Yeah. Thanks, Eastlay. I appreciate you, brother. But it's like if if they had to live the way they expect their constituents to live, they would go up there and serve 2, 3 terms and then go back to their real jobs and do better.
Did you ever see that like '80s Eddie Murphy movie when he became like a U.S. congressman?
I'm sure I did.
You know, where he like his name was really similar to some congressman that just passed away, and he basically used that, and he wound up getting himself elected, and the whole movie kind of uncovered the whole game going on. And this is back in like movies from '80s, maybe early '90s, you know. Yet everybody watches it, laughs, yeah, it's funny, but problem is it's gotten true, and it's getting worse and worse and worse.
And Andy's right. Andy says they need to punch a time clock just like we have to. I mean, yeah, I work for our county government and the school system, and we have to punch a time clock. This is the thing, though. It's like said Trading Places. Is that the name of that movie, Val?
No, that was different. Trading Places was when Eddie Murphy traded places with the guy on Wall Street. No, this was a different movie. Nah, I forgot what it was called. Let me see if I can find it. It was a great movie. It was like, you know, basically same thing. There was like a head honcho senator running most of the business. He was kind of like a Schumer is right now, and there was like a whole thing with the electric company and all that.
Yeah, Poco Loco says make politics like jury duty and no stock market investing. There you go.
Well, and that's one of the big ones is they shouldn't be allowed to invest and do this and do that. That's one of the biggest issues.
Oh, it's called The Distinguished Gentleman, the movie. Yeah, in Distinguished Gentleman, released 1992.
Now we're all going to go look that movie up after this is over.
Yeah, it's worth watching. It's funny as hell. I mean, all Eddie Murphy's movies are funny, but
So, what are you guys doing in the shooting world now?
we're kicking ass and taking names.
It seemed a little short you put up there. Huh?
What?
You put a short up. Looked like he's
Yes.
a qualifier.
Yes, I fired like 30 shots in like 3 seconds.
That went. That can't.
Jamie already complimented on that.
That was like 12 shots, wasn't it?
Still, I kicked ass. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's like catching fish. When we first started, you know, it was a good fish, but you know,
Kept getting bigger and bigger.
Well, you know, when you get caught picking up transsexual hookers off the street, it's kind of not hard to defend them.
Is that why you shaved and got a haircut? So you can pick up transsexual hookers?
No, I had to shave here because your wife was getting a rash between her legs.
ooh,
Are you talking about my future ex-wife? You can have that.
Just take over payment.
Exactly, along with the mortgage. So be careful what you wish for. Don't you have like 3 ex-wives or some shit like that already?
At least.
Yeah. No, fuck that. I get divorced, I'm going gay. Those guys have it made.
Ooh. Polo Loco says Obama is still president.
I don't know if Obama is the president,
Well,
but I'm sure as hell positive that Brandon's not.
my response to that comment is thank you, Captain Obvious.
Yep. Daniel, you got anything coming up shooting wise? I know you've been out there doing some more competitions.
Yeah, gonna go to Pennsylvania, do the falling steel world something, and I'm gonna do a all classifier match the following month. So I'm just kind of just doing one a month, just to get out there and have some fun.
I'm all the way around. Instead of doing one major a month, I want to do 4 matches, 4 local matches a month. I'm actually next week. I shot 2 matches this weekend. Next week, I'm going to my sister's house in PA. I'm going to spend the night and go shoot a match that's only about 45 minutes from her house.
Oh wait, I'm gonna shoot a match.
All right, you breaking up big time.
So
Whatever.
Pennsylvania to shoot a match,
Yeah,
but it's not the world whatever series of steel.
yeah, but your match is like 6-7 hours away. This match is 2.5 hours away.
Oh, it's in the Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay. It's like, all right, let's go shoot a match because it's in US.
Okay.
It's only 6 hours. You can do it.
Yeah, it's not about that. When you do big match like that, especially when it's like over like 3 hours, usually 3 hours is my limit. If it's more than 3 hours, I gotta take a hotel, you know. And it's not that I don't want to. I would love to shoot the match. I just don't have the money. I can't swing it. I gotta pay the bills and shit's going on in my life right now, and the work's not there, so I can't justify doing that. So trust me, I would love to go shoot a match, be on a squad with a big ass loudmouth, and just put him in his place finally once and for all, you know. And I'd probably spank his ass with a 10 round magazine while he's shooting PCC with a 50 round magazine. I pretty much guarantee that, you know. But you know, I just can't do it. Just too much shit going on. I mean, who knows? Maybe hey, I'll score a big job next week. You know, make a few bucks. And last minute, I'll pack my shit and I'll go there.
Oh, don't feel bad. I'm still trying to talk Scotsman into going.
I mean, if you can go,
I gotta redo my password on Practice Score because I haven't been on there in a hot minute, so I gotta redo that. But I'll get that done this week.
I mean, if you can go, like a falling steel match is fun. It doesn't matter. I mean, the national world or whatever the hell they're shooting, it's kind of way above your pay grade, but still, falling steel matches are fun. You know, you can't go wrong with that. It's just, you know, all it is you hitting the freaking steel. So
that's just what they call it. I think they do it in every state. They just do a tour. They did it here in Ohio a month ago.
No, Long Island puts up a nice falling steel match, but it's just pain in the ass to drive there. And there's another club in Rhode Island, but that's like a 3-hour drive. And they do a falling steel match. Falling steel is fun. That's just one of the best funs you can have because there's no scoring, there's no A zone, mic, blah blah blah. You hit the steel and steel falls, and usually they have like a big ass array of steel. Like down in Long Island, every stage would have like almost 30 pieces of steel to shoot. I mean, yes, you still have a 10 round limit, so you have to practice your reloads.
Well, you're scaring my deer. They're just coming out.
But that's the kind of match where you go to and you see all these Asian guys show up with the latest and greatest gear, and then you kick their asses with like a stock gun.
I heard a term the other day: range bros, avocados. I about cracked up laughing at that one.
Alan, you got anything coming up shooting wise, man?
I really don't. Nothing at all. I don't have any competition things around me, so I don't even really look at them very often. Every couple of months, I look around to see if there's something around me. There's like one club that's not really even a club that is a really loose base. It doesn't appeal to me. Um, so it's more of I just I'm not really available for to even really be looking into the competition. There's just nothing really around me.
No way. Aren't you like in Iowa?
Yeah, believe it or not, and I would think that the only things that are really around me is like skeet shooting. Um, and
How,
yeah,
how,
it's cool, but I'm not into that.
how far you
Um,
from, what's his name? What's the YouTube guy from the Iowa? The, what's his name? The Outlaw something.
oh, yeah, well, believe it or not, I'm about 20 minutes from him.
Yeah,
But
and he shoots competition.
it's yeah.
Oh, honest outlaw, yeah. And he shoots competition, so there's got to be competition somewhere by you. You're just not looking hard enough. You know?
Yeah, it's not like it, yeah, maybe I'm not, but I go on practice score. I look around there. I look at all the local any of the local clubs, um, and get a hold of. I've gotten a hold of every hole in wall gun store around here. There's just not that much around me unless I'm going to travel 3-4 hours one way. There's nothing ever really around me.
There's no way you're in the middle of the buckfuck Iowa and you can't find a goddamn match within 2 hours from you. It's just I can't believe it. There's just no way. There's no way.
Sometimes there's more to it than that, Val. Sometimes it's more about what we're willing to invest our time in.
No, I get that. But he sounds like he wants to shoot a match, he just can't find one around him.
Right, but you gotta remember again, he is in buttfuck Iowa, so it's.
Well, Alan, here's what you should do. You should go out to the range, set up a bunch of targets, and compete against your shadow.
Well, yeah, I've done that. I've competed against myself. Now I'm working more and more with a timer. So when I work on certain drills, I'm working against that time. I'm working against my own time, which I prefer to be. Yeah, that just shows me progressing and being able to do certain motions, or just learning my own course that I set up. Because even at my little pistol area and so forth, I've got probably 25 drums and a bunch of different barriers and things that I set up to drill with. Um, and that's happening maybe twice a month right now.
That's not bad.
It's depending upon the work week.
And I mean,
weather.
Twice a month.
It's like this week it dumped rain for 2 days right before the weekend, and that area is going to be soup. So I didn't go out this weekend.
The nice thing about going shooting with the other people at the matches is once you go there once, twice, 3 times, they kind of get to know you, know your name, and you get to shoot with the more of the same people all the time. At that point, they can give you pointers. You fucked up, they can tell you what you did. So people are watching you, and you don't have 1, 2. You got 10 people on the squad watching you. So if you fuck up, you get a constructive criticism.
Yeah.
And that's like that's a big help. Like
Yeah.
whenever I go shoot a match, I try to squad with the better shooters than I am, because I can learn from them and vice versa. They can help me out as well. You watch them do what they're doing, At the same token, you ask questions.
Like they told me, it's like, okay, you would have finished 20 places higher if you would have done this. Get your foot off of there and step into the shooting box.
Yeah, that helps.
Yeah. Like, oh, okay, sounds good.
See, I think we all face this thing about going to that first match. I know that's what I'm dealing with right now. Uh, being the new guy, the guy that everybody's going to dump on this, that, or the other. And as much as we would all like to think that everybody there's going to be supportive and they're going to welcome you in and all that crap, and most will, there's always 2 or 3 guys that, I can't believe this butthole ain't got his stuff together better than he does to come out here and call himself a competitive shooter.
Yeah, no, you're not gonna get that. I mean, you might get something like that. So some asshole might think that, but nobody's gonna tell you that.
Yeah, no one said anything to me yet.
I'll give you a perfect example. Today, we had 2 new shooters on the squad, and she was a cop. Well, I don't know if the cop. She was a law enforcement. She was definitely law enforcement, and she was there with her son. Son was 16. For both of them, it was the first match. And you know what? The first stage, we put them all the way towards the end. Second stage, we throw them in the middle. Third stage, we put them up front. And yes, they didn't break any speed records and all that. And we kind of told them. And every time they did something wrong, somebody would come and say, look, Otto didn't catch it. You did good. You didn't bring 180, but you know what? Your finger was on the trigger the whole time you were moving and stuff like that. Just watch that. That's all. That's all it is. Everybody was there the first time. And not everybody's professional amateur. So no, I'm a legend. That's a different story.
Jamie, just go to a match and not shoot and hang out with one group. And after the second stage, you're wishing you brought your gun and entered.
Yep. You just have to tell them, hey, this is my first match. I never done this. Just put me in a squad with somebody and they'll accommodate you. I guarantee that. You just tell the match director, look, I never done this. I have general idea. I'm a good shooter. I'm safe with the gun and all that. I'm not looking to break any speed records. I just want to see maybe I can change something. And locally, we have weekly shoot every Tuesday. It's called Practical Shooting League or something like that, and stuff like that is perfect for that. It's only 3 stages. Usually if you're a brand new shooter, they tell you, okay, come half an hour sooner, and he will take you to the side range. He will run you through basic commands so you understand what to do. When he tells you, and just give you a brief safety briefing, and that's it. Go shoot a match. You're shooting 3 stages, not a big deal, not a whole lot of pressure, But I'm telling you, once you shoot a match like that, it's gonna put the whole shooting thing in a different perspective for you, and you're gonna enjoy it a lot more.
I think I'm gonna make my goal is to shoot a match before the end of the year.
Before the end of the year, you better shoot a goddamn match before the end of the summer, or I'm gonna drive my ass down to fucking Georgia and drag you to one of these goddamn matches. For crying out loud! You've been talking about it for the last 2 years. Just do it.
And see, if you were coming down, I would go with you. That's one of the problems. You don't know anybody there.
You know what? I'm gonna go down to fucking South Carolina shooting a pro AM, and even if I gotta stay an extra goddamn week down there, I'm gonna come to Georgia and drag your ass to a goddamn match if we don't shoot the match before the fall.
Well, and you got Chico, man. Get out there and get Chico.
Yeah.
Everybody text Chico and tell Chico to grab Jamie and take him to a match.
Exactly. You got Chico right there. Go with him.
Yeah, I think I'm more of the IDPA type of guy.
No excuses.
He's doing both. Just get out there and do it, man. You'll be good. But
Well, I got a friend that I go to his Wednesday night Bible class, and I think I'm gonna shoot with him down in Tallapoosa. It's about an hour ride. That's doable.
Nothing wrong with IDPA. I still shoot IDPA here and there. I would actually shoot it more, but kind of my shooting partner disappeared.
It happens. Yeah, I'd love to go with Chico and with my buddy Kevin, and that'd be fun.
It's always fun.
all right, we're kind of getting to that time. I do gotta go to work, so we'll start going through the room. Daniel, what you got, man?
Well, I still don't have a phone and computer that's talking to each other, so I'm not going to be putting out any videos. But I'm going to continue to shoot, and I've got permaculture garden going, and I just got there's deer out here right now. I've just been sitting watching them during most of the chat, but I haven't been able to read the side chat today because I'm on my phone. So anybody said anything to me, forgive me for that. But thanks for having me on, guys. It's good seeing you.
Absolutely. Val, what you got, man?
Not a whole lot. I got pretty much empty week trying to figure out what the hell I'm gonna do, and maybe I'll just go back to my future ex-wife's house and load some ammo for the next match, and that's about it. And I'm gonna try to figure out how to push Jamie to shoot his first match finally. Might have to send some money to Chico or something.
Yeah, we'll get him
Send
going.
the brass, that'll work.
We'll get him going. Jamie, what you got, brother?
I just got to thank everybody that helped push to 1,000 subscribers. Now I got to make content worthy of those 1,000 viewers, and hope to have 2 videos up this week. Probably not, but that's my hope. That's my goal. And got some bullets cast yesterday, so we'll be doing some powder coating this week as well. And I'm going to start on that 308. That's going to be my first, and I'm going to do a series on 308 load development. Thanks for having me, guys. It's always fun hanging out with you guys on Sunday night.
Absolutely, man. It's awesome to see you get to that mark. So, we'll probably do the giveaway over on your channel next Friday. That gives me some time to get it set up a little bit and get everyone's entries in and all that. And I'll get with Chris and talk to Chris, and so we can get him involved in all that too, because I know he's got his side of things as well. But appreciate everyone out there. Good chat, and Alan, take us out right, man.
Oh, man, great side chat today, folks. Great side chat. Good to see everybody out there. Had a pretty good panel, other than that professional amateur. But other than that, I don't plan on making any videos this week. I'm probably going to be working all week, and yeah, that's probably what's going to end up happening. I could be wrong though, because I just recently picked up a nice dueling tree. Yet, I just want to tell you, as always, to keep the magazines loaded and one in the chamber. Woo!